Forget waiting until you're 65 to start living the good life. There's a better way, and we are going to talk about how to make it work on this channel.
So after you find your remote job, say you're making $20 an hour, your real goal isn't for that paycheck, but it should be building passive income streams so that you can finally get financial freedom. We're going to give you the roadmap to make that happen, so stick around for the whole video and let's get it started.
You're not allowed to quit.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, or you can call me Uncle Christmas if you like typing more characters. But today we're going to talk about what you have been asking me in the comments, and that's going to be remote income, how to make your money online while you're living abroad, and how to build those passive income streams so you can finally get the financial independence that you're looking for. FILA, of course, means financial independence living abroad, and that is using Geo-Arbitrage in places that have a lower cost of living, like the Philippines, Thailand, Latin America, Eastern Europe, wherever you want to live. So the topic for this video is how can you fund that lifestyle so that you're not stuck working in America forever trying to make that money so that you can finally afford to retire later. We're going to talk about how we're going to make that money now in this video. So first, let's talk about the mindset. I want you to realize that the remote jobs are in most cases just going to be a means to an end. A lot of you might be thinking, well, if I could just get a $20 an hour remote job, maybe I'll start teaching English, I'll be set. You got to have backup plans, you got to have the hustle, you got to have skills, you got to have resilience. It might take you a while to get things set up, but once you do, you are going to be living large and it's going to be awesome. So how are we going to do this? It's not that easy. There are ways to do it, but if you want to know where to get those jobs, we're going to talk about where you can find them, what industries to look for, some tips and tricks. Before we get there though, let's clarify something right now. Your goal should not be to work a remote job for the rest of your life for $20 an hour. The remote job is a bridge. It's there to keep you afloat while you build something bigger. Your own business, a side hustle, a passive income stream. The job is temporary, but the freedom that you're chasing, that's long-term. Consider this. Sure, a $20 an hour job might pay the bills. It's certainly going to keep your lights on. It's enough to live a higher standard of life than most locals here in the Philippines. But you got to ask yourself, do I really want to be awake from 9 p.m. till 5 a.m. every night? Do I want to work the graveyard shift? You don't really want to be working U.S. time zones the whole time you're living in the Philippines, up all night like a vampire just because you need the paycheck. So your real goal should be to find something that frees you from that paycheck dependency so that you're not tied to the Western schedule. Whether that's freelancing, consulting, selling digital products, or even becoming a content creator, the sooner you make that pivot, the faster you're going to unlock real freedom. But before we get to those phases with the creator stuff and the freelance gigs, we do want to talk about the remote jobs. I know that's probably the reason a good percentage of you even clicked on this video. The jobs are out there still. It is more competitive than it was in the past, but there's still plenty of demand in fields like tech sales, SaaS, SMMA,
video editing, graphic design, web development, digital marketing, SEO, PPC, ad management, blockchain, AI, machine learning, virtual assistant, copywriting, resume writing,
all of these fields are going to have their pros and cons. Some are going to be more competitive than others. Some are going to pay more than others. But you've got to pick what's right for you. We're going to talk about a lot of that coming up and we're going to drill down deeper, but there is something to be prepared for. While you are applying for these jobs in these fields, you're going to find that a lot of remote job listings are misleading. Companies are going to claim that the job is remote, but then they'll turn around and expect you to be in the office later. Some employers are not cool with you being in Southeast Asia while they thought that you were in the States. So you're going to have to get a VPN, and hopefully it's a good one with an IP address that looks natural like a resident and not just some server block where this is obviously a VPN. That's why while remote jobs are great for building the foundation in your first year or two abroad, you should always be thinking ahead. The goal isn't just to find a job, it's to build a foundation of your own thing. Now here's where it gets interesting. A remote job is good, but it's still not true freedom. The true freedom comes from when you've built your own income streams and then you're no longer dependent on that corporate paycheck like when you first started out. You want to be your own boss. You don't want to trade your time for money. You don't want to be a corporate slave anymore. So what are we talking about? Well, freelancing for sure. But beyond that, we're talking about the creator economy, info products, selling your skills, and leveraging your knowledge and your audience. Let's look at this example. One of the comments that I read yesterday from one of the tribe members here said he's a welder. He's from Canada and he wants to know how he can make money online mind, moved to the Philippines. Well, obviously he can't do welding online and he can't do welding in the Philippines, but what can he do? You see all the time there are creators doing short form videos about everything from drywall to pool cleaning to mowing lawns, and welding is just another one of those topics that you could build some viral content out of. That it could be welding tips, it could be how to break into the industry, it could be how much money I make, it could be day in the life, like the worst parts about being a welder, it could be all kinds of things related to that niche. And if you make it interesting and you personalize it and you give people value, you're going to get subscribers and you can eventually monetize that. This would be a long-term goal. It's not going to be something that you can do your first week. So I would suggest starting before you leave. While you're still in Canada, start making these videos and just see. Do it for fun. Don't worry about the numbers, but see if you do get a following. You can definitely capitalize on that later. You can create guides and info products for aspiring welders, the best schools to go to for welding, the best ways to maximize your income as a welder. Because a lot of people are finding out that their college degrees are worthless and the trades are coming back. If you can do mechanic work, if you can do the welding, if you can do all kinds of stuff with your hands, you got all these other people that are going to college for underwater basket weaving and lesbian women's pygmy studies, and they're not getting jobs in their field, and they're coming out, they're $100,000 in debt, and then they're wage slaves. They have to get a job at McDonald's just so they can service their student loan. So a lot of people are choosing to go other routes. And if you can say, hey guys, I did this, this is what I enjoy doing, and I want to teach you how you can make the most money doing it, that can be monetized in the creator economy. But you've got to make it personal, you've got to make it interesting, you've got to make it valuable for people. If it blows up, that's one more thing, one more iron in the fire, one more source of income. Who knows, in 90 days, 6 months, you could be selling PDFs and video courses, and that's not trading your time for money anymore. That's making real money when you're asleep. It's all automated once you get it set up. And that's the beginning of real freedom. You're not going to be worried so much if your boss finds out that, oh, he's out of the country and he's fired. Who cares? Fuck it. I got more money coming in. I don't need your job. Take your job and shove it. Another example, my sister-in-law, she started a business on Facebook. She was asking me what she should do when she was first getting started. And this is like in 2014. And I told her, just build your following, work on getting your email list set up first, get people's attention, create things of value, and get it in front of as many eyes as possible, and try and save their contact information. Because no matter what industry you're in, as any type of entrepreneur or small business owner, someone that's trying to make money online with products or services, your money is in your list. Let me explain what happened. First, she was making these organic makeup soaps and potions and lotions, whatever it was. But a lot of her followers on Facebook were saying that they wanted to learn how to do this at home. They wanted to make their own products. At first, she didn't want to do it because that would be cutting out of her sales. But then she realized, if I make this as a digital download, I can give people the recipe book. I can teach them how to do it. It's going to make more content. She can have videos go along with it. If she creates it as a PDF, she can still sell it for $20 or $30. She ended up doing just that. So she built up a following first, created a digital product, and she was able to sell this product for a lot more money than she was making at her previous job. She made like $12,000 in the first 2 days. Over a weekend, she made 12 grand. Why? Because she had the attention, and attention is currency. She didn't rely on ads. She didn't need a massive budget. She just created content. She got people's attention. She got followers. She built a relationship, had a community, and she provided value to that community. So that's really the key takeaway for any type of creator passion project. Attention is the new currency. If you can get traffic, you can get sales. Whatever field you're in, the more attention you can get, the more value you can create. Whether you're freelancing or consulting or creating digital products, the trick is to build your social media following and your email list. This is your audience, this is your community, and ultimately this is where your money is going to come from. You don't need to invent the next big app or hustle on 10 different side gigs to make it. Find your passion, build your audience, and monetize it. We're going to go much deeper into a lot of these concepts with things like Ikigai and other things that you don't want to miss, so make sure you're subscribed. But first, before you get into the creator economy stuff, what happens before you've built your audience? What do you do in between you left the States, maybe you found a remote job, but then you lose the job? What are you going to be doing to make sure that you have a backup plan that overlaps everything else that you're doing. This is where freelancing comes in. Freelancing is going to be your safety net. Whether you are building websites, whether you're doing graphic design, video editing, social media management, PPC management, freelancing is going to allow you to learn and earn while you're building your passive income streams. Admittedly, it takes time. You need to build a portfolio. You need to network with people. You need to have some clients. You need to get reviews. And it's going to be very competitive. I started freelancing in 2007 during my divorce, and it was hard. I was faced with the choice of, do I want to work from home or do I want to put my kids in daycare? And I was a single dad. I didn't have the money. It was going to be $2,800 a month. So I was forced to just bite the bullet and say, okay, I'm raising these kids by myself and I'm going to work from home, and whatever it takes to make it, I'm going to do what it takes. And it was not easy. It was a roller coaster. You're going to have some months where you got all kinds of money coming in, you're flush, and then you're going to have other months where there's just nothing going on. You're not getting any bites. All of your prospects are nickel and diming you. They're doing scope creep. They're trying to get more things for free, basically. And it's going to be frustrating sometimes, but you got to have that as another avenue so that you can keep investing every month. The whole point of this FILA strategy, you have options. So let's do some real quick math. If you do land the $20 an hour, just as an example, that remote job, it's going to pay you for 160-hour work hours in a month. It's going to be $3,200. If your expenses in the Philippines are only $1,500, that gives you an extra $1,700 in surplus that you're able to throw into the index funds or the Bitcoin, other crypto projects if you want. If you've got 20 years to let it compound, that $1,700 a month surplus that you're putting into the market, it's going to grow into $500,000. If you let it go for another 10 years, it's going to double $1 million. And at that point, you might not even be 60 yet. If you're 25 right now, you can invest and leave your money in the markets for 35 years before you're even able to draw your Social Security. And that Geo-Arbitrage, you're living in the lower cost of living location, but you're still earning in Western dollars. That's how you're going to build wealth faster. It could be much more, but I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but we will look at compound investing in another video. So this is the real game changer. While you're living abroad, you're making the same amount of money, but you're spending less of it, so you're able to invest more. And that's how you're going to build wealth faster than if you'd stayed in the West. So don't look at this moving abroad as you're going to go spend all your money and then you're going to be destitute. No, you need to work your ass off. You need to be dedicated. You need to be disciplined, and things are going to be all right, man. You're going to have so much fun. You're going to meet a good woman. She's probably going to talk you into buying her a house and lot for her family, for you and your 15 kids. But life is going to be sweet. If you're thinking, well, what industry should I focus on? Here's going to be a quick list, and we're going to go deeper into these in future videos. But here's where I would start. Tech sales, SMMA, SaaS, software as a service, video editing, graphic design, e-commerce. I wouldn't take a bunch of courses from gurus on that, but if you have a mom and pop shop and they have products they're selling online, they need someone to upload the pictures. They need someone to put in the descriptions. It's not going to be glamorous, but it's going to be an honest day's work. What else is there? There's app development, there's testing, there's UX design, there's blockchain, there's digital marketing, SEO, PPC, advertising. People need smart people to manage their ad campaigns, and if you're good at that, you can easily make $90 an hour, and that's something you don't need a degree for. A lot of these skills you can learn for free on the internet with MOOCs from Google, Microsoft, Harvard. You can learn from MIT, and they're going to teach you all these skills that you can learn in a matter of weeks and then start charging buku bucks. And you'll wonder, why did I ever sweat this before when I was stuck at this factory job, or when I was doing retail, or when I was doing X, Y, or Z, when I could have been living like a king in paradise with beautiful women, beautiful scenery, nature all around me. Everything's gorgeous. Everything's great. Everything is exciting. Life is good. So what else can you do? Freelance writing, resume writing. That's a skill that's very valuable. Copywriting. If you can write copy that sells, that's one of the most valuable skills you can have. It's going to be competitive and it's not for everyone, but if it's for you, that's something that you need to study up on, look into, because you can make big money with it. Then of course there's virtual assistance work and there's English tutoring. You can still be a teacher if you have the TEFL certification. That's going to open up some doors. If you also have a bachelor's degree on top of it, that's going to open more doors. Now, admittedly, the demand is not as heavy as it was, but there's still people doing it. So if they can do it, why can't you? My brother was teaching English in Germany for $20 an hour for a long time when he first moved out of the country. He told me he got to a point where he didn't enjoy it anymore, and he found other things that were able to pay the bills, and they were more fulfilling for him. So he moved on to other things and he pivoted to other businesses. There's a lot of opportunity out there, and you got to know that there are digital nomads working in all of these industries already. You got to make friends with some of them. You got to pick their brains, get some pointers. Whatever industry you're trying to tap into, we're going to try and cover as many as we can in this series. If you want to tell me in the comments which industry you're trying to get into, maybe I can make a video about that next. So to wrap this up, don't get stuck in the trap of relying on one income stream. You want to use the remote work, bridge into freelance work, and start building up your own products and your own business with some type of passion project that's going to allow you to bust out of the cycle of trading your time for money. If you like this video, go ahead and make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell, because we're also going to keep doing the relationship dating Filipinos, expat stories, how to make money abroad, the compound interest curve, and how you can multiply your money over time. We'll also cover more remote income streams, practical tips for living abroad and building that digital nomad lifestyle. I'm going to try and get that FILA calculator uploaded so that I can share with all you guys. I'm still working on some edits on that because frankly I want to add a few more features to account for different scenarios. But I appreciate you for subscribing, for hitting the like button. I'm even getting some shares, and you guys are crazy. You took this channel subscriber count from 8 last Tuesday to I think we're about to bust past 300. And that was totally unexpected. I'm really glad to be here, and I hope that I can keep improving for you guys. I try and listen to all your advice on how to make this channel better for you. So thank you again for staying. I appreciate you once more. Thanks for chilling. And again, I'll see you in the next one.